Well, hello from a very sunny Glencoe. I'm down on the shores of Loch Leven here, and the reason I'm here is the weather is really nice at the moment. We've got some nice high pressure, and it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and just at the top end of Loch Leven here is an iconic mountain of Glencoe called the Pap of Glencoe, or Sgurna Ceist. And I think what I'm going to try and do, the advantage with Sgurna Ceist is it faces west, which is really great for sunsets, no matter which time of year you're going to get a decent sunset if the weather's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dog, we're going to hike up there, we're going to get to the Bealach and then get up to Sgurna Ceist, and hopefully, fingers crossed, by sunset we're going to get this lovely beautiful colours coming out with these beautiful broken clouds in the sky, and everything will go pink. That's the shot in my head. Why don't you join me to see if that's the actual shot I get?
This world that was my surrounding, my heart screamed out for more. It's the storm inside that's breaking my heart each morning while it keeps it going. It's been driving my life into both joy and sorrow, and there's still a long way to go.
Right, so what I've done is I've moved from Ballachulish, I've come through Glencoe village, and as you drive through Glencoe village, just on the left hand side there's an electrical substation, and just after that is a kind of a forest car park, and that's the start of the Pap of Glencoe. So you kind of park your car up there, and then you're going to head down this little footpath here, and then that takes you left, and then you head up to the Pap itself, and we're going to try and get up to the saddle or the Bealach of the Pap, and then work our way up to the top. It's quite hot, being somewhere it's quite hot, so I've lots of water. I've got a lot of water for the dog. I'm just going to take my time just to make sure the dog's okay. She looks okay at the minute, but we'll just take us time. It's cooling down a bit now. It's about 4:30, so it's cooling down a little bit. And the plan is going to be is I'm going to try and get a lovely sunset. Fingers crossed I get a lovely sunset. I'm a bit concerned is I want it to be looking out over Loch Leven and then eventually off to Loch Linney. And when we get up there, I'll show you some great views of that, hopefully. It's gone a bit hazy, so I'm a bit concerned, but I don't know, we'll see if we get a nice sunset or not. Okay, let's carry on. Now the big stuff. So the light's really quite harsh now, even at 5:30 in the afternoon. And actually, I did a video last year about shooting in harsh light. I'll pop the link at the top there for you to go and watch that video. We got into the woodlands of Brecklit near Ballachulish, and we had a fantastic shot at the end there, even in really bright light. And actually, I needed the bright light. So go and have a look at that. Now what happens now is you've walked along the track and you get back to the road, and then just as you're coming up you'll see a little sign saying Pap of Glencoe and this farmyard gate. So turn left up to this little section, and then we'll go on to this little steady section first off, and then we start the big climb up to the top. Okay, stop looking at it and start walking it.
my second nature.
So I'm about a third of the way up now. A word of warning, the track's not that obvious sometimes, it's easy to lose it. All them cows you saw early on, they make their own little tracks up here, and there's about 1 million paths coming up to the top of the path. So be very careful which track you do follow, because it's easily get lost. I think I'm on the right track, but it's very overgrown and screed from the last time I remember it. I'm going to carry on up anyway. I'm sure I'll join the top when we get there. I'm going to flip you around just to see, once you get this high up, about a third of the way up, you get some fantastic views of the loch. And there is Loch Leven there in the distance, which looks amazing. And in the middle there, you can just see some islands there. So that's Eileen Mund in the middle there, a series of islands. It's the burial island there. In fact, the clan MacDonald Chief MacLean is buried on there after the massacre of 1692 of Glencoe. Further in the distance, you'll see the bridge there, the Ballachulish Bridge. And Ballachulish, actually the village of Ballachulish where I live, but it's actually moved. That used to be Ballachulish, because Ballachulish actually stands in Gaelic the village of the Narrows, and that bridge was opened in 1975, and it cut off the ferry, so it made a big difference, because it was either having to catch the ferry or drive all the way around Loch Leven. But when the quarry opened, Ballachulish moved over down to Ballachulish where it is now, so that's now become North Ballachulish. Okay, I'm going to head up a little bit further. I was going to see if there's any pics on the way up, but you can see how harsh that light is. It's really quite harsh. I'm a little concerned because it is really getting hazy over there where the sun's going to set, so I don't know what colours I'm going to get, but we'll be patient. I'll crack on up. Just the midges are out and the clegs are out, so I'm going to keep moving, I think. So I've just got to the Belach, and then I've headed up a little bit towards the base of the Pap, and the track, you can take a couple of ways up to the Pap. You can go straight up, but you end up doing a little bit of a scramble, and it's a little bit high and steep. Or my advice is actually, instead of going straight for the top, if you just come around the back of it towards Kinloch Leven and then head up that way, it's an easier walk and it's not too bad. It's about 7:30 now. The sun is starting to get low. There's a few long shadows coming, so I've probably got about 30 minutes to get to the top here, and that leaves me about half an hour just to get set up, find a good composition, and then fingers crossed we get the great shot. Right, the final push to the top. Oh dear, I've lost some water today. Okay, I'm at the top now, and I think it's looking pretty good. It's gone a bit chilly, so I've had to put my jumper on, and the midges are out, unfortunately. Now, what I've got behind me is Loch Leven going into Loch Linney, and it gives you a really nice contrast because it's really bright compared to the dark mountains around it. So what I'm hoping for is it's gone a bit hazy with that sun, and it's a little bit farther over than I'd like, to be honest. I'm about mid-August, but what I would like to see is a bit of pink in the sky, and that'll be reflected in the loch there, and that'll look great. The other option is getting it backlit and looking down Glencoe. Glencoe is pointing this way, and there's some beautiful views of Glencoe that way. So I might go and have a look over there and get some backlit, some beautiful colours looking down Glencoe if I can. There's a nice cairn there, so I might use that for some foreground interest. So I've got about an hour now, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wander around the top of the Pap itself, and let's go and see if we can find some good compositions. So I'm on the back of the camera now, and I'm just getting sunset here. So there it is setting over there, look. And what I've done is I've got this lovely boulder here, and that with this little bit of tuft of grass as well, it's really nice. The light coming on is fantastic, and that's guiding my eye up to Loch Leven, to the Narrows, and then up to Loch Linney. And I've got the sunset all in that one shot. So I think that's really going to work. I've focus stacked, so I've just done a couple of shots, one here, one over here, and one a bit in the distance there. And I've also have to exposure bracket this as well, because there's quite a big dynamic range here with the sun setting. Anyway, I think that's really going to work. I'm really pleased with that. So if this shot works, here it is. So I'm back at the camera again now, and I've just moved over a little bit. What I've done is I've let the sun set right behind the clouds. There is, unfortunately, this big thick bank of cloud, unfortunately. So what I've done is I've moved slightly location. I quite like this cairn a little bit. So I've got this cairn here in this on the left hand side, and I've got this lovely tail of Loch Leven coming down here. And the problem is I've got a little bit of a bank. I'll just darken it so you can see the sky a bit. And you can see that I've got this big bank of cloud just here, annoyingly. Can you just see it there? So what I'm going to have to do is just wait a little bit longer, and that will hopefully, when the sun sets a bit low, is going to start putting some colour. I can just see some pink in the sky coming here. You can't really see it on the video mode. So let me just see how we get on. I might wait a little bit longer, see if I get a bit more colour into the sky. I'm definitely going to have to bracket, but I quite like this. I just got to be careful. I was a bit low on my tripod, so what I've had to do is bang on the central column again. I hate doing that, particularly with this lightweight tripod, because it's so flimsy and there's a bit of wind about. So hopefully I'm going to manually focus and try and get a nice sharp shot if I can. But yeah, that sun's just going right now. Oh, that cloud's going lovely. I'm going to take one now. Okay, well, I think I'm going to have to bracket this. So with that beautiful colour sky, a few shots here, I'm going to focus here, I'm going to focus over here and back here. I think I'm going to go for it. I might have to bracket this, but if this shot works out, here we go. Okay, some great shots there. I'm really pleased how they turned out. Now, if you liked what you saw, if you give me a thumbs up, it just means a lot by way of payment, because there was a lot of work gone into that. All you've got to do is just look down the bottom of the screen and click on that thumbs up button. It means a massive amount for my channel. And if you really like what you see, click on the subscribe button. If you tickle the bell, you'll get a notification every time I post new content. let me know in the comments below which photos you preferred, and there's all that's left to say is thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next vlog. It's absolutely heaving today, and I'm kind of used to having it to myself, for example. Yeah, it's really hard to do the video, but we'll carry on through. And oh, hello. Come here, Finn. Stay here.
Stay.
Name the camera. Oh, when's it November?